Hello and welcome to Dhyeya. Today we are diving into the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, a long-standing frozen conflict that has resurfaced recently, and we'll explore its implications for India. This complex and historically rooted conflict involves Armenia and Azerbaijan, two nations with which India shares deep connections and strategic interests. Let's unravel the intricate layers of this geopolitical quagmire. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict's roots run deep into history, marked by complex demographics and geopolitical intricacies. Nagorno-Karabakh, officially a part of Azerbaijan, is primarily inhabited by ethnic Armenians who share profound cultural, social, and historical ties with Armenia. The region's ethnic and religious divide, with Armenians as Christians and Azeris as Muslims, has been the source of tension for centuries. This conflict's historical backdrop traces back to medieval power struggles involving Imperial Russia, the Ottoman Empire, and the Persian Empire. In 1923, the USSR established the Nagorno-Karabakh Autonomous Oblast within the Azerbaijan SSR, despite a population that was 95% ethnic Armenians. Tensions over Nagorno-Karabakh flared up again in 1988 as the Soviet Union began to unravel. The regional legislature passed a resolution expressing its desire to join Armenia, despite its geographical location within Azerbaijan. When the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991, Armenia and Azerbaijan gained independence, and Nagorno-Karabakh officially declared itself as an independent entity. This declaration led to a devastating war between the two countries, resulting in the deaths of approximately 30,000 people. By 1993, Armenia had gained control over the region and occupied additional 20% of the Azerbaijan's territory. In September 2020, a new conflict erupted, with Azerbaijan gaining control of some territory around the Nagorno-Karabakh. Russia brokered another ceasefire, deploying peacekeeping forces along the critical Lachin corridor. However, Azerbaijan desired for more, and this prevented a lasting peace deal. Reports suggest that Turkey, Pakistan, and even foreign fighters were involved in supporting Azerbaijan. Now, coming to 2022, Azerbaijan imposed a blockade in December on the Lachin corridor, leading to severe shortage of essential supplies such as food, fuel, and water in the region. Former chief prosecutor of ICC raised concerns about the possibility of Azerbaijan committing a genocide in the region, particularly through the use of starvation as an invisible genocide weapon. Then, on September 19th, an agreement to reopen the Lachin corridor for aid deliveries raised hope of alleviating the crisis. However, Azerbaijan initiated an anti-terrorist operation in the region and claimed to have regained complete control over the region. Azerbaijan's president Ilham Aliyev received praise in his country, while the Armenian prime minister faced protests at home. Future of approximately 120,000 Armenians living in the region remained uncertain, with reports of many leaving and seeking refuge in Armenia due to the fears of persecution. Now, let's examine India's stance on this complex issue. India has consistently maintained a neutral stance on the region's conflict, refraining from taking sides. In 2020, as the conflict erupted, India emphasized the importance of achieving a lasting solution through peaceful diplomatic negotiations. In a recent statement, India reinforced its stance, encouraging the parties involved to pursue long-term peace and security through dialogue and diplomacy, while prioritizing the well-being of the civilians in the region. India also shares deep-rooted historical ties with Armenia that date back millennia. Historical records suggest that Armenians accompanied Assyrian warrior queen Semiramis during her invasion on India in 2000 BC. Indian settlements were established in Armenia in 149 BC by two princes, Krishna and Ganesh, who fled from Kannauj. During the Mughal Empire, Armenian traders visited Agra, where Akbar rumored to have had an Armenian wife, Maryam Zamani Begum, granted them privileges and religious freedom. In the 16th century, Armenian communities emerged in Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, and Agra. Presently, the Armenian community is primarily settled in Kolkata. India's diplomatic relationship with Armenia includes the establishment of an embassy in 1999, a treaty relationship, and visits of 3 heads of state. High-level interactions have occurred with Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting his Armenian counterpart in New York in 2019, followed by External Affairs Minister's visit to Yerevan in 2022. Armenia has openly supported India's position on resolving the Kashmir issue bilaterally and backs Indian aspirations for a permanent seat in the expanded UNSC. In 2022, India's agreement to supply Armenian armed forces with military equipments worth $250 million was seen as a sign of support for Armenia. On the other hand, India's historical connections with Azerbaijan are more recent. The Ateshgah Fire Temple near Baku, an 18th century monument with deeper historical roots, contains inscriptions in Devanagari and Gurumukhi, providing evidence of the hospitality Indian merchants enjoyed on the Silk Route in the Azerbaijani cities such as Baku and Ganja. Following the Soviet Union's collapse, India recognized the independence of both Armenia and Azerbaijan and established diplomatic ties with them. However, the proximity of Azerbaijan to Pakistan has posed challenges to India-Azerbaijan relations. Despite some historical visits by Indian leaders, including former President Dr. S. Radhakrishnan and former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, high-level visits have been infrequent. In recent years, former Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu visited Baku for the NAM summit in 2019, accompanied by External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Now, let's talk about why this conflict matters to India strategically. The region, due to its geographical location, holds vital importance for India's connectivity plans, particularly through the North Caucasus region. Both Armenia and Azerbaijan are members to the INSTC, International North-South Transport Corridor, which India is keen to develop. India supports Armenia's proposal to include Iran's Chabahar port in the INSTC. Tensions in the region directly impact India's efforts to establish alternative trade routes bypassing Pakistan, serving a gateway to Europe and Russia through Central Asia and Iran. India also faces challenges finding a way to navigate these complexities effectively. In conclusion, the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict carries considerable significance within the context of India's foreign policy. This is primarily due to the historical connections it maintains with both Armenia and Azerbaijan, as well as its interests in the South Caucasus region. India's consistent commitment to a neutral stance and its prioritization of diplomatic avenues for resolution underscore its unwavering dedication to promote peace and stability in the volatile region. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us. If you found this video insightful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more such insightful content. Till then, stay informed, stay curious.